Good evening. Good evening and welcome to Facebook Live, YouTube Live, LinkedIn Live. We're live streaming. I'm Ruth from Top Schools, and this is an opportunity for you to ask me any questions about UK independent schools or Hong Kong private schools. I've been doing this live for probably almost 2 years now. So I'll just wait for a few more people to come in. Today, I thought we'd talk about wait lists since this is a hot topic at the moment. So just wait for a few more people to come in. Any questions that you have for me at all, this is your chance. So how are we doing? It is a funny time of the year. I'm in the UK, as you can tell. I'm a bit cold. Got the heating on, so we're all good. And so wait lists. Let's see. Sorry, just doing a couple of comments. I've got some questions coming in from random. If you do have questions, you type them in the comments. If you're too shy, I can put you on the screen if you'd like. Never done that, but mostly we just take the questions in the comments. So let's see. Sorry, just give me a sec. Wait for a few more people to come in, and then we can get started. I've just got a little bit of content to share with you about wait lists, wait pools, management, how not to worry about your wait list result. Okay, wait list management, a survival guide, and how not to worry. Okay, now this is the time of year. We've had lots and lots of results in the last couple of days. Certainly this week, we've had lots of results from lots of different schools and lots of different age groups. The first thing to say is that, there is a little bit of a skill in managing the wait list. The fact that you have a waitlist result is not a disaster, not by any stretch. I'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. But you do need to be proactive, patient, and polite. So those are my three. I've got a lot of content on this that I share with my members, but for now I'll just go through some brief highlights, if you like. There's a little bit of confusion about the terminology, whether it's a wait list or a wait pool. I wouldn't get too concerned about that. Sometimes schools use them interchangeably, even, to be honest. Originally, the meaning is, as the name, as it implies, the wait list would imply that there literally is a queue, like you have a number and that it's going to go in sequence. And the pool implies that it's more, it's less of a sequence. It's literally just picking the candidate that fits for the vacancy. Now, I would argue these days that even schools that say they have a wait list, it's kind of a loose list. The sequence is certainly not fixed. It might be some sort of rough guide, but they're mostly selecting the right fit candidate for that vacancy. So don't worry too much about wait list or wait pool. What is important is to understand whether or not you're talking about before the assessment or after the assessment. So this is December, we're getting on for mid-December now. And so what we're talking about, the results that we've had in the last few days are after the assessment. So this is what we would sometimes refer to as a successful wait list. That means that the child has applied, the application was good enough to generate an assessment, and the child did well. So this is my second point about a wait list result. Have yourselves a mini celebration. It's not a fail, not by any stretch. Remember that there are 3 outcomes from an assessment: accepted, waitlisted, or not accepted. So believe you me that if you are waitlisted, there are others in your situation that have had an outright decline, as it were. They are not accepted. So you're already in a much better situation than they are. Now, whether or not schools have issued straightforward offers at this point in time, yes, some of them will have done, but they will mainly be reserved for the high priority students. So the siblings, alumni, debenture holders. Most of us, honestly, truly, most of my clients, in fact, all of them are in the wait list or they're still waiting to hear. So I hope that might give you some comfort. If you have had a decline, my viewpoint on that is it was the wrong school. Okay, it was the wrong fit. We really don't want a decline. Unless it's a sort of like one of those uber selective competitive schools and you thought, you know what, we'll just give it a punt, we'll give it a try. It's one of our three. The other two are reasonably safe, like reasonably, likely that my child will get a spot. But a decline is definitely not the outcome that we're looking for. For me, a decline means that something went wrong. Either there was not a good, strong application, but that in itself would usually not result in a decline. A decline is usually, I just had a message from another lady that was saying that her son took the test and they came back and said his English isn't good enough. Now, that happens a lot. What I would rather do is test the English first, take a view on whether or not this child does have a shot and can be successful in meeting this school's requirements, and take it from there. I'll be honest with my families. If there's a huge gap and a short amount of time, I would rather that they don't apply and don't get disappointed. What we're trying to do is set you up for success, right? We don't want you to have, I know how it feels. Well, I don't know directly, but I can imagine how it feels to get that decline after a lot of effort, after a lot of research. You think you pick the right school. This is a school you want. Your child sits for the exam. And unfortunately, at the end of the day, it's not successful. I really, really do believe that we can avoid that almost always by choosing the best fit schools in the beginning. So if you haven't yet seen my masterclass, if you're interested in joining the academy and the membership, the community that we have, where I will guide you through this whole process, then just hop on over to www.topschoolsadmissions.com. And if you're looking for a 2026 placement, now is the right time. If you're looking for a 2025 placement, I do have limited spots opening up in January, but nothing at the moment. So that's a little bit on waitlist management. Keep calm and don't call. Now, there's a reason why the schools send out these results now, because they're going on holiday. They do it on purpose. They don't want to be answering calls from slightly disgruntled or disappointed parents about, why did my child get a wait list? What can I do to improve my child's chances? Please don't call the school and ask them that. Certainly not now. Give yourselves a cooling off period of at least, I would say, end of Jan. Okay, schools are on holiday now. We're all thinking about our own holidays. Hopefully you're taking some time off. So do not call the schools or do not attempt to call them or email them or contact them and ask them, why is my child on the wait list? What can I do to improve my child's chances on the wait list? Do not do that, is my advice. Do not do that yet. Now, I have a whole different strategy for doing that, but when the time is right, not yet. If you've just got the result that your child is on the wait list, consider your next move. So take some time, have a think, and really consider, be honest with yourself. Was this the right school for your child? Was it just a punt? In which case you gave it your best shot. Just move on, right? I mean, at the moment I'm sitting in the UK because, well, not my children are at boarding school. I think that's pretty common knowledge. And a lot of us are applying for universities, and Oxbridge are doing their interviews at the moment. And so a lot of people are dealing with, apply to Oxford or Cambridge, didn't make it. That's okay. It's so competitive. It is what it is. You gave it a shot, move on. What are your other realistic choices? So waitlist management is a skill. Obviously, I've been doing this for a long time. There is definitely a strategy about being proactive and being in touch with the admissions department and how you can do that. And I've got a lot of content on that in the academy, but now is not the right time. So as of today, it's the 12th of December. My advice is sit tight, take stock of your options, don't call, enjoy your holiday, and come back for more. In maybe the end of January, I'll do another session on what you can do and how you can be in touch with the admissions department in terms of, I was going to say, agitating your application or the wait list. I have to think of a W word, which means not wobbling your... Anyway, your application is in the system. It means your child did good, actually. Sometimes I hear parents talk to me about with really negative language. Be kind to yourselves. Your child did not fail. You did not fail. You didn't do anything wrong. This is good. This is a good situation to be on the wait list. Okay? It's good. For now, it's only December. Remember that the schools will not know, or they will not have a lot of clarity on how many spots that they will have available until March, depending on where you've applied. So some schools, obviously, they know that they've got the main intake. But for schools, if you're applying at, year 1, grade 4, grade 7, none of these are particularly main intakes for schools. And so they will be allotting the vacancies to priority applicants first and foremost, and then waiting. This process can take months. You can still be in the same situation in May and still get an offer at the end of May or in June. It does happen. Now, I wouldn't advise that you rely on that. You are going to want to have an offer confirmed by about February, March. And if you'd like some help with that, give me a call. But yeah, that's my bit on waitlist management. I've got a whole set. I'm referring to a slide deck that I share with my members. Being proactive, patient, and polite. There you go. So I can see a couple of people watching live. If you've got any questions for me about specific schools, this really is the gloves are off on these sessions. I'm happy to talk about specific schools. I won't particularly know your specific situation, but if you do have any questions for me, I'm very straightforward, and I will share always my own opinion, of course, always based on my experience and what I know about the Hong Kong school system and the UK school system as well. We've had some good wins for UK schools. I'm visiting schools, braving the cold and going out to visit a number of boarding schools, which is super good fun. And pleased to say that one of our students had all 3 offers with all of the 3 schools that she'd applied to in the UK for a September 2025 start. UK is a little bit behind. So if you are looking for 25 for UK, it's not too late. Please do get in touch. If you're looking for Hong Kong for 2026, now is the right time to get in touch. And so, yeah, do you have any questions? Any questions about anything, about wait lists, about 2026 applications, or anything else at all? I can see a few more of you on now. Was that helpful? I know that a lot of people are very disappointed that when you receive that email and it says, what does it say? Hold on a second. I've got quite a few of these in my WhatsApps at the moment. It says something along the lines of, we're unable to offer your child a place, right now, and you are placed in the wait list. Let me see. I've got one here from a school that shall remain nameless. We enjoyed meeting your child. She will be placed in our successful waiting pool. So remember I said that some schools will be talking about a successful wait pool. And hi Shalini, this is Harrow School. It's another child, and Harrow do mention successful full waiting pool. And it's nice that they do that, because, you know, do be kind to yourselves. Do celebrate. Thanks, Shalini. That's really sweet. Of course. And, you know, we can only do what we can do. So if we've got to this point and we have a successful waitlist result, I'm happy. And if you're happy, I'm delighted. So Shalini and I are working together in the program. Thanks, Shalini. And I hope that's encouragement to others out there, that, you know, this negative talk that, you know, you did something wrong, or that you failed is really not helpful at all, and can be very, very detrimental. In the way that you communicate with the schools, it can be detrimental in the way that you communicate with your child. I'm really all for, you know, let's be kind to ourselves. And so this result carries on, that please be assured that should any places become available, we will contact you. So that's the point. I'm going to say, like, you know, come back in late January. If you haven't heard from them, that's the time where probably, you know, you might be wanting to get in touch with them. And there definitely is a whole strategy in doing that. It's an art, it's not a science. Every school has their own kind of preferences. Even individuals in certain schools prefer that you speak with them or their colleague, or for different requests, or at different times, and all of that. One thing that I get asked a lot, and it's related to the what can I do to improve my child's chances, is oh, my child won a certificate for this competition or that. They were selected for the team for this or that. Or does the school care? Honestly, I really don't think they do. And so I would rather that you don't get in touch with them, in touch with the school, just to mention that. I just think that they're inundated with this kind of communication. The worst kind, even worse than that, in my opinion, is I know somebody famous or influential, or who sits on the board of directors, and she can write a letter of recommendation for my child. I really am not in favor of that at all. Not at all. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. So I'm going to leave it there. If you have any questions, if you're watching this on replay, I know that the vast majority of people watch this after the live has gone out. But thank you, Shalini, for your comments and questions. I might see you later on. Thank you for those that are watching live on replay. If you have any questions, if there's any topics you'd like me to cover in the next, in January, I'm not going to do this. I'm now taking a break. I've got a newsletter going out tomorrow. 30 years of working in Hong Kong. I've never taken 3 weeks off, and I'm doing it now. I'm doing it this year. So I'm actually clocking off on Friday, and I'm back on 6th of January. I'm available for urgent and VIP client requests only. All right. So, and I hope that you might do the same. In the newsletter, I have a little bit of a spiel. You know, I know that we work hard in Hong Kong. I know that's sort of expected, and that's the culture. And it does disappoint me, to be honest, of all of the families that I speak to, and their children go to bed late. They're very, very young children, going to bed at 10 or 11 at night. And that's a practical decision, because you as parents don't get home until late. And I find that sad. I find it sad. And so if there's anything that you can do on a more ongoing basis to spend more time with your children, that is the absolute best gift if you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever holidays, whatever you celebrate, if you're in the mood of buying gifts for one another, honestly, the best gift that you can give to your family members and your children is your time. So I hope that you might take some time off over the holiday period as well, go overseas. But even if you're going nowhere, just stay home with your child. So much to do in Hong Kong, always. And the weather's beautiful. So I'm taking some time off to spend some time with my family, and I really wish that you might do the same. So happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas, which falls on the same day this year. Hanukkah starts on the same day as Christmas Day. I celebrate both. And so, yeah, I will see you in January. Wish you all of the very best and take care. Bye bye.